This is my demographic. All males, mainly over 40. A few have dropped off this month. Yes, I'm sure this will be the video to take me into the stratosphere. A video on the Spice Girls. This is going to do real well. But I had to cover it at some point, and well, here it is. Yes, it's Spice Girls on the PlayStation 1. Oh boy, yeah, I'm not really a fan of the band, and certainly not of this game. Game, you see, is a rather grandiose term for whatever this software is. It's more of an editing system, an extremely rudimentary and limited one at that. Let's address the ginger, sporty, scary, posh baby elephant in the room first. That being the girls of the Spice. What it's difficult to comprehend in 2020 is just how big the Spice Girls were in the late 90s. The band, Victoria Beckham, Melanie Chisholm, Geri Halliwell, Emma Bunton and Melanie Brown, formed in 1994, and they had this on their resume. Get ready. 9 number ones on the official singles chart, the most of any girl group ever. 3 consecutive number 1 Christmas singles. They were the first act to get number ones with their first 6 singles. The biggest selling debut album by a girl group in UK chart history was them. They had a movie, right, with Gary Glitter in it. Oh wow. Their initial run lasted from 1994 to 2000, which is quite short, and doubly so when you consider that Wannabe, the nasal, precocious shout of an angry preteen girl that served as the all-conquering debut, well, that didn't appear until July 1996. Girl Power was a supernova that shone ever so bright and then snuffed it, but then its radiation sort of gave us things like Christina Aguilera and Britney Spears and the All Saints, and so, you know, they are quite a legacy group. Spice World the game, well, that was developed by SCE Studio Soho, which was Psygnosis, and published by Sony exclusively for its PlayStation in 1998. Quite a big get for the time. The game allows you to play as your favourite Spice Girl, or at least the one that left you the least depressed for society. The avatars of the girls have been heavily stylised with cartoon facial textures pulled tight over massive heads. Their facial expressions are constant and are exaggerated versions of the real people. Emma Bunton looks like she's having a stroke on both sides of her face. Well, either that or she looks like a toddler listening to an astrophysicist talking about the scale of the universe. Posh looks like she's scowling at David for forgetting to pick up her beloved 6-pack of John Smith Stout from Asda. Sorry, Victoria, I was thinking about Rebecca Lou's wanking off that pig on that Channel 5 show. Mel B looks like she's trapped at the precise moment that she passed a particularly difficult turd into the toilet bowl, and she's probably going to need to find a coat hanger to deal with that mess, otherwise that bowl will overflow and no one wants to go in that toilet after that. Mel C, well, she's wearing the expression of someone who could be entertained for hours just staring at a brick. Geri, well, she looks like a tattoo of human eyes on the back end of a bald cat just above the anal aperture. The idea of this game is that you're preparing for a performance on a television show. This involves several acts which form the basis of the levels that make up this interactive experience, if you will. The first level starts in a mixing room. Well, I say it's a room. It's more a cosmic dimension overseen by this hideous West London accented Dormammu. You're given the choice of 5 of the girls' biggest hits, those being Say You'll Be There, Who Do You Think You Are, Move Over, Spice Up Your Life, and of course Wannabe, or at least about 30 seconds of each, broken into a collection of 6-second sound clips. You have to take these clips, you see, and then mix them together 15 times. Whatever you do, your resultant remix will sound terrible, and I'm not making a comment on the Spice Girls music here. From here it is on to deciding how your favoured girl of the Spice will move her limbs in sequence in order to keep the fans entertained. So off you go first to practice with this skilled gentleman in disco clothes from the 1970s, and a rhythm action game ensues. This is the closest you'll get to an actual game. I don't envy him though. Look at him wearing his platform shoes. Sir, you could turn on your ankle in such garb. Choose a more sensible shoe, or the health and safety people that run this weird cosmic 70s dance realm, well, they'll have poor Victoria's guts for garters. And I get she's quite vindictive, and she'll probably make sure you never work in this town or this weird dimension ever again. Next up, it's time to sequence yourself to do a merry jig. And look, they're all together now. Hi Spice Girls, how are you? Oh, for Christ's sake, Bunton, I just told the disco fella in the previous level about his footwear. In fact, all of you, except Sporty, can see me after dance class for not bringing the right kit. Well done, Chisholm. Have a bowl of toasted scouse or ice. In this bit, there's nothing to stop you just hammering X and doing the same dance move again and again. You can. There's nothing to stop you. Go ahead. Because the final part consists of you just moving the camera about as the girls perform on their television show. You can zoom in like those weird creepy voyeuristic camera modes in Rumble Roses or Dead or Alive Beach Volleyball, except you'll be doing it to this sort of dead-eyed Geri Halliwell blockhead that's been mounted on a child's body. Now I know there are some kinky bastards about, but I don't think anyone will be bringing themselves to a froth or coughing up the yop to this particular game character. Not that this is the intention, of course. We should always remember that this is a game for pre-teen girls and pre-teen boys who were Spice Girls fans, and it's not a teenage boys wank quest. It's not. And that's it. Really, that is it. There's no score. There's no failure mechanic. You just sort of do stuff. It's not a game at all, really. It's a slightly tarted up version of one of those Make My Video games that they had on the Mega CD. You just have to complete this series of Spice Girl related tasks, and it doesn't really matter how badly you do. You'll still get to unlock the prize, which is a 20-minute interview in the south of France with the Spice Girls. Nope, not even a music video. Nothing. Just an interview with the Spice Girls. It's a game so light on content that you could balance 8 copies of it on a particularly wispy cloud. It's an hour of nothing at best. Even a crap Euro platformer where you play as Scary collecting stars would have been better than this. There is one amusing thing about the game though, and that is randomly in between levels the game will play some sound clips of news segments about the band. The relevant Spice Girl avatar will mouth the words spoken by her real life counterpart. When someone else speaks, one of the Spice Girls will randomly vocalise their utterances too. Notably here, when Melanie Chisholm randomly starts speaking with the voice of late South African President Nelson Mandela.
And I don't want that to be emotional, but it's one of the greatest moments in my life.
But even this very mirthsome little clip cannot save Spice World from the critical kicking it rightly got from the hobnail boots of the internet press back in 1998. GameSpot awarded the title a 23% and said, "Don't bother buying this game. Scary, Baby Ginger, Posh and Sporty have failed. Spice World is a flop." IGN gave it a raw 20%, calling Spice World a fan trap and calling it slow, uninspired and unrewarding in execution. Ouch. No doubt about it, Spice World was a rush cash-in on the biggest band in the world at the time. Not so much a wannabe as I can't really be bothered. And that brings this dull misadventure into the world of pop video games to a close. Next month, I'll be taking a look at the very bizarre Frankie Goes to Hollywood game on the 8-bits. They certainly put a lot more thought into that than they did this. Until then, expect more games based on TV shows for the ZX Spectrum, more Retro Tech Challenge fails, and the best games of 1998. This will not feature in the best of 1998. Like, comment, subscribe, and of course, thanks, bye.